weaponry is going to be super weak.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, beggars cannot be choosers. You can't ask for weaponry when you're just asking to be alive, asking to actually just play the game. Sorry with the AWM. Hoping to show us some close range snapshots. He's got Snipey up there.
Jai Shri Ram.
He really has revealed it. Oh, and now that with another member of Mafia Esports, Snipey is alone, so he's got no cover. Now finally will manage to that vending machine, keeping his team alive. But as soon as Snipey dies, Raj reses him back again in another vending machine. So yeah, it seems like they've got the infinite lives glitch for now, as long as they've got the money.
Yeah, as long as you have the money, and I know for a fact that each and every one would love to equip some Susie as well, just to get the additional dollars in their pocket. So the coins keep rolling in. And Oldhampton being contested by Team Elite. They're trying to rotate all the way from outside the circle rather than heading towards the circle. I have no idea why. I believe that there is another team inside just to gatekeep them, but I don't think so that's the case.
Whew. Meanwhile, crickets are chirping over here.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Loud.
nothing going on. Like, there was a moment where there's just super aggressive fights happening in command post, massive fights happening over there where teams are desperately fighting for their lives, and then all of a sudden you see RG Gamer Esports over here just chilling. Not fighting, not doing anything, not even in danger. They see Gaming Wala over here. Oh, but they've been spotted. Ayush goes down. AB18. He knocked down Ayush, so Hyper now tries to knock down AB18. Instead, he tries to avenge his fallen teammate.
Oh!
And there you go. The headshot landed. Another knock acquired, but in the process, they lose Arav as well. So they get one knock, but they lose two players in the process, and that is not a loss that you should suffer from. Super is able to get the confirmation onto Arav, so GW are actually retaliating really well. They even managed to reacquire the high ground advantage, forcing Jai to go around the other side, abandon his teammates, and just play for his own life, hoping to get some reses.
I mean, I do understand that the glue walls can give you a lot of support, but deploying 2 to 3 at once, that just makes it a concrete level of fortification.
Yeah.
GW is like, you know what? Any shots coming from the back, I'm not going to be seeing those. I'm just going to ignore, make a wall of my own. And whether it be called Great Wall of China or the Great Wall of Kalahari, I'm going to take that title and I'm going to just showcase that this is the way we keep our backs safe. Team Elite on the other end, they're taking some really good shots against the two-time Booyah contesters, which is NXT.
Yep, so while NXT are holding on to dear life with their last player, Ash, fighting for survival, you've got Team Tufan who just swoop in and give Team NXT a breath of fresh air. Because now Team Elite, now that they've acquired all the eliminations they wanted, they just escape. They've used binoculars, they've used the UAV, they don't see any enemies nearby. And this actually works out so well for Ash because now he can go for the reses. Look at that. The rest of NXT is also back online. From one player alive to all four alive again, NXT have recovered and are back at full strength.
Full strength indeed. 4F taking a launch pad, but wait a second. I believe the circle is going to take him down. Oh, the shot from the back. Oh, Damon should have seen that coming. And the first time he could not do much there on the launch pad, but well, 4F, they're very close to bringing yet another player back into the action. Damon is going to be kicking the ground, thinking that he made a mistake, but there's a lot of mistake coming through. They had no clue where Team Elite is, and those shots, they're hitting like a truck. Each and everyone who's going to call in for a rotation, they're not going to stand there for a longer time. Barney, you better run away. Kohli is coming. He's right around the corner, trying to get the information. There you go. Sneak peek, and the information is out.
Yeah, so Barney's been spotted. But do Team Elite leave this compound and chase him down? Because this is actually a pretty good spot.
Yeah, it's a very good
Team
spot.
Elite have really just changed their approach, right? I mean, up until now, you used to see Team Elite getting into third parties, getting into fourth parties, and just actively fighting a lot. But now they're just going from circle to circle. And what they did earlier on was just clear out the entirety of the outskirts of the circle near Foundation and Oldhampton. That's when they were hunting down NXT. And after doing all of that, after clearing their backlines, they finally acquired this little platform. And I think they will stay over there because they know that from this spot, they can gatekeep Slayer.
Oh!
They can even gatekeep RG Gamer Esports. And look at that party already showing off his gatekeeping prowess. Taking down
Is he
Sporty.
gonna nade it as well? Oh, wow.
Yeah, just to make sure that they don't get the res. He sees OG03 over there. Trying to go for the headshot. OG dips just in time.
Oh, he's done for.
Exposed. And there you go. Another one taken down.
Oh!
Chaser also taken down. What's going to happen to Sporty and Pharaonic now? Because Sporty was the one who died first. And look at that.
Cropsy is following.
Exactly, man. Pahari from above. Cropsy up close. Team Elite are going in for the full send.
One nade and the entire team is going to be done, but it's AC80 doing the heavy lifting. One player taken down. What is Cropsy doing? What's the other member doing? Slayer, the one player is backing out. He's trying to bring the entire team back into the action, but he should have taken Cropsy. He should have. He was the lone person just trying to do the heavy lifting of the team. But all right, your decision is respected.
Yeah, I mean, when Slayers are almost about to be eliminated, I don't think you can 1v1 challenge Cropsy of all people. Anyone else, you can probably take a chance, but you can't take that chance against Cropsy. Not when he's got the high ground, not when he's got your head in his crosshairs. You know how they say, you cannot argue with a lion when your head is in its mouth? Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
something similar can be applicable over here.
Kid, 5 eliminations, that's a start. And with this start, if they keep carrying forward with the same momentum, I believe there are 3 more maps where they can go ahead and get those elimination points and keep racking it up. They need the confidence, Crips. Confidence is one thing that the underdogs are completely baffled by. That concept is not yet seen. And once they see it through, once they understand it as well, the psychological factor, it's going to help them a lot.
There's one psychological factor that I cannot understand. I cannot wrap my head around. Oh, never mind. Yogu got taken down. That's why you shouldn't drive in between 2 teams, bro. Not when Titanium and Fire Eyes Glory are both shooting at you. But I was concerned about Mafia Bala Esports. How did they get eliminated? Even RG Gamer Esports, they got eliminated outside the zone and we did not see that. So there's a lot of mysteries that I do not have the answers to. Slayer eliminated as well. At least we know what happened to them, right? Like, they were absolutely destroyed by Team Elite and their last few players, they succumbed to their injuries. But Titanium Esports, now they are going through the same passes that Team Elite is guarding, especially when Fire Eyes Glory is behind them. This could be them getting trapped in a very awkward sandwich, and it's not very appetizing, trust me. Party taking down Star. You got Fire Eyes Glory from below, taking down Star as well, and Party trying to steal the eliminations. Krish down to his last legs, using the UAV to hopefully keep himself alive for a couple more seconds. But those couple more seconds will feel like years when Pahadi has his scope down on you.
Oh, the double sniper combination. Pahadi and Piccolo, both of them, they're just getting points after another. Piccolo, good shots. Car 98K, just absolutely decimating the opponents. And Kohli, he's up for more action. The electrotherapy bonds coming close. Spark. The shield being utilized, but it's too fun. Getting the knock and the elimination. Wait, Hemu snatches it. Oh, Hemu. He's been watching from afar, and the sniper action, it just carries forward the legacy of Kalahari.
Yeah, the legacy of Kalahari can only be overshadowed by the legacy of Team Elite because they've got 19 eliminations. Fire Eyes Glory, another heavy-hitting team, is out of the competition, which really just opens up the entire road for Team Elite to capture this entire map. Although they need to cross that little valley to make it to the zone.
What a need! Piccolo, 3 members decimated. What was that? A Kobe launched at the team, and they're long gone. Team Tufan, they're close. They're very close to the circle, and it was 4F being completely eliminated. Close range battles. Oh, crouched at the wrong time. S10 could not land his shots, and it's a high disadvantage which Team Elite is welcoming with open arms.
Yep, they will definitely welcome it with open arms. They don't even mind leaving the zone just a little bit to gatekeep someone else and increase their chances of winning. The team that is under scrutiny right now is going to be NXT. Look at that! Kohli, Cropsy, Piccolo. Every single player of Team Elite comes alive and they destroy NXT in a matter of seconds. And they don't lose a single player in the process. 4v4v4, 12 players alive. three teams and all of them battling for the same spot. Team Elite go for a 3-1 split. Piccolo with yet another lovely nade blows up enough to smithereens, and now they're raining grenades upon their opponents. This is going to be very difficult to deal with, but hold on. Kid from behind, he confirms the elimination onto Pahadi, leaving Elite as a 3-man unit only.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It's going to be a huge game for Team Elite. They already have 24 eliminations on their name. Even though Kid is trying to pepper them down, trying to see where they're rotating, there is another team that they need to be concerned about. Golu, lovely shots coming in onto Abhinav, and it's not a confirmation yet. The revival is going to come soon, but it needs to come right about now as those teams lock on. It's a 4v4, and Golu, he's constantly decimating the opponent, keeping tabs on where they are, no matter how big the glue wall is, no matter the cocoon being shaped, it's always going to shatter down in smithereens. What a lovely capitalization, Kid. The entire team, decimated team. Tufan is not going to be seen any further, but now comes the time where Team Elite, they're going to rush further and get those points right around the corner. Cropsy jumping, and he's going to land all of his shots, but before all of that, it is Golu. He's just an absolute top contender of this battle, but it's Team Elite rising above all of those occasions and taking the booyah.
Team Elite proving once again why they belong here in the upper echelons of the Indian Free Fire Max circuit. 28 eliminations, dropping some heavy numbers over here and acquiring the booyah. Team Elite prove once and for all that they always belong to the Tier 1 circuit.
That's right.
A lot of people doubted them. A lot of people doubted whether Pahadi is still the sniper of the year. A lot of people considered whether or not Cropsy can deserve the title of the best rusher in the country. And after everybody doubted them, after they conquered the Mumbai City qualifiers, they have now conquered the first stage of the FFMIC as well by acquiring this booyah. All they needed to do was get into the top 6, but I think they want to end at the #1 spot. They won't settle for anything lesser than the tippity top.
The only mistake Team Kid did was stalling the fight for a longer time, Chris.
Yeah.
Stalling it. That was the mistake, and not looking for where the opponents are. Always keep your eyes on your back, see where the opponents are rushing from or rotating from. And Team Elite, they just knew the assignment. It was like a regular day at the office, getting those eliminations. It was squeaky clean, and Kid, they just did not know what just hit them. It was instant, the response time imminent, and the entire team completely shut down. So good attempts, by the way, from Team Kid. Good attempts. We were earlier talking about them being at the bottom spot, but now I for sure see them to being at least at the 8th or the 7th spot.
Yeah, so it's a good game for Team
Good
Kid,
game.
but that's what I was talking about, right? All these FFC teams, they make certain decisions based on what they've been conditioned to do up until
Right.
now. You saw how they were all just stuck behind one container. Ideally, when you're surrounded from a lot of sides, having yourselves against a corner and making sure that nobody can shoot you in the back is a good thing. That's what Team Kid went for, right? That's how they were able to survive that skirmish against Team Tufan. But another team like Team Elite can easily outmaneuver you, outposition you, and then trap you behind those containers. Those will become your graveyards. So what keeps
Exactly.
you safe against a team that doesn't have as much experience becomes your undoing against an experienced team. And that's one thing that these teams will need to learn soon enough. Otherwise, in the next 3 games, their journey in FFIC will come to an end. For now, Team Elite drop a massive 40-pointer game with 28 eliminations. But a good showing from 4 Forever Esports as well. 13
Yeah,
eliminations.
consistent.
Yeah, 10 of them came in the very first circle itself in that command post battle. So after that, they kind of slowed down. They only got 3 more eliminations after that. But it's still very impressive. And they're tied up with Kid Esports at
Indeed.
19.
And stopping NXT on their tracks was important. Team Elite, they took a huge dip. They went down, Pahadi being on top of the mountain just to showcase that, well, if I get the angle, I'm going to take those opponents down. And that nade was so crisp. It was so good. Team Elite, they have capitalized every corner of Kalahari, regardless of their rotation pattern. They have been super consistent. And now talking about the position factor, NXT Esports, they still beat them to the punch. They are at the #1 spot, did not move at all with 77 total points. But Team Elite on the other end, 2 positions up, 75 total points. Forever Esports, they're stagnant. They're not going to move anywhere. But Fire Eyes Glory, they have for sure moved to ranks.
Bro, but look at everyone else below Fire Eyes Glory. Yeah, sure, Fire Eyes Glory have 60 points, right? But then after that, there's a massive difference between them and Team Tufan. And an even bigger difference between them and Team Titanium.
That's
Team Titanium
massive.
at 28 points only. Tied up with Kid Esports at 28. So right now, both these teams are tied up and getting into the top 6. HN Elite 26 points, Slayer 23, Gaming Wala, Mafia Bala, and RG Gamer Esports all at 20 points each. Just such a massive difference between the team in the top 4 and the team outside of the top 4. But right now, the top 4 teams seem to be pretty safe. The rest of the
Right.
teams need to somehow cross that 28-point barrier and get into the top 6 at the very least. If they don't, well, then their first day in the FMIC will also become their last.
Oh, well, it's going to be very problematic, right? Resetting from that toll is going to take a lot. So, I don't know. Upcoming 3 games, well, you still have the opportunity. It's not like it's done for. It's not
Yeah.
like the randomizer map. Whatever your favorite map is, perform in that. Pick your favorite. It's all right. Whatever games are gone, are gone. You cannot do anything going back in the past unless you have a time machine. So think about that. Moreover, I'm super excited to see how well Spark is going to perform because I just saw him constantly giving the team the kind of momentum and the boost that it requires. Fire Eyes Glory, like you rightly mentioned, the creator is just fun. And this guy,
Yeah.
Theater is just
Also got 1 point for his team.
Yeah, Pahadi, right? He's been quick on his feet. He knows to jiggle around at times, and not only that, we have always seen this lad, lot of experience he brings into his team. Previously, we did not see him playing that much in the playing four, but this time around, he's been very active. Danny on the other side wants to push in to get a frag for himself. Dora, who has done so well so far, will now have to make sure that he lives up to the expectations. Yogu also gets taken down. Dora, the last man standing. Can he come in and take a fight or fall back to revive his teammates? Let's see what's going to happen. But on the other side, Dora, he's been chased out as Class. He tries to do his best, but he gets too close to that revival tower. But I don't think so. He's going to be taken down. Yes, finally he gets taken down. Before which, he was clever enough to at least revive one of his players.
Job's done for him, Arkav. The only, problem would have been if he would have been taken on before he caught that revival, right? And he got that perfectly. He put in those glue wall perfectly, and he caught that revival before he was taken down by the Titanium members. And now he can be brought back. But we have to wait for that. Now, Classy immediately wanting to use that launcher to reposition himself because he has spotted Demon Rex's position. Oh, wait! Classy gets taken down midair. And, that will just remain a dream right now to chase Demon Rex. He will probably have a great escape plan. But RG Gamer, problems have not stopped for them. They're again being surrounded by Fire Ice Glory this time. It was Team Lead previously. And NXT are also hopping in. Oh no, this is going to be a party situation for NXT and NXT. It was Sabo who did not allow him to leave, Arka.
Absolutely, NXT, they've been the scavengers of the lobby so far. They've got all 4 eliminations. They set an eye on an enemy, they'll make sure that they put an end to them. And that's how strong NXT have been so far. But let's not forget, the first game, they've got 20 eliminations. The second game, they got another 20. To make things better, they've got another double digit in the third one. So probably in this game, they would want to replicate another 20 to make sure that, it's a done deal for them into the next round.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Cropsy is in the elimination leaderboard with 5 eliminations already. Team Elite once again proving that they are not taking any prisoners right now. But kid, this is a team who wants those points because they have to climb up that leaderboard because you have to end up in the top 6. Otherwise, it's done for you right now. Heyman's ends are done with that M590. And you know what? This weaponry has been buffed for sure. This is going to be the most used, one of the most used weaponry, to be honest, alongside the Parafel and MA2B, which are also buffed, to be honest. But Kid and the team has got 6 elimination points, which is doing them a whole good of confidence.
Absolutely. Kid so far were in the top 3, and that was a bit of a shocker. At least in the previous game, they were in the top 3. But when we look at the overall, they're at the 7th position and they realize they need to step up. And that's what they're doing at this occasion. They've already got 6 eliminations. Very, very close to Team Elite as well as NXT, or better than NXT rather. And all they have to do is now hold on to their horses. Take some time. Probably try to survive into the top 3. Look forward for the qualification into the group stages. Whereas on the other side, Team Elite and TTNM, both these teams are so busy picking up frags. They've been rewarded. Pawari on the other side as well have got 3, or probably the second one he just confirmed. But Cropsy has already got 5.
I already told you, the elimination leaderboard is ticking and he is right on top. But right now, OGO3, he jumps down, but as he jumps down, I thought that the hype was real. He could have got one more, but he could not. He was immediately traded off, and Kid shuts Team Slayer there. And Slayers are eliminated. Slayer being slayed by Kid. And a good start for them. The confidence is right up there. And TNM Reva with 6 eliminations. So he had Cropsy has been dethroned. But wait, what? Titanium Esports in the meanwhile getting eliminated by Gaming Wala. Wow, that was fast.
I believe it's that quick decisions or probably trying to traverse around in a single vehicle which has costed them heavily. Nonetheless, we see that GW Gaming Wala for now, they've got 6 eliminations. Even they're looking promising in this game if you ask me, because after this, all they have to do is try to survive into the top 4. Eventually, the eliminations is going to come in your favor. Look at this. Team Elite are taking a very risky rotation because NXT, if they look in that corner, not only can they push them away from themselves, Team Elite is going to be pushed into the crosshairs of Kid. 4M is coming in those bridges, so Team Elite is good as a patty in the sandwich.
I mean, even NXT has a good positioning, right? They can also cut off a lot of rotations coming in from the Eastern Island, which is the main island. And right now they will be looking at that. For now, Dr. Death, he has a grenade launcher. If he connects, he probably might get the better of Team Kid. They're running away. They probably have understood what their idea is, but Gaming Walla, they want to dash in. And look at Yash, he uses that M590 to an advantage. Throws in some utilities as well. But Kid, they're unable to, distract from this fight. And Dr. Death, with that god, he goes in and gets those elimination points. And Gaming Wall have cleared out the circle for themselves and have got a good positioning from where they can convert this game into a booyah.
Absolutely. 4F on the other side starting to be a menace in the lobby, especially for total Team Elite over here. As they put on a player, push them a little bit away. Now, Team Elite, they've been very quick on their feet. And that's one of the reasons why they've got the corner of the circle. 4F on the other side. We can see that most of the players have a split for now. Few of them on the bridges. They have no idea how to take down Team Elite before they make it inside. Whereas on the other side, we see another team getting eliminated. Not the kind of game they were looking out for.
Party, he connects one shot onto Forever. And right now, Demon Rex is dealing with a lot of damage and he has to, cover himself with those glue walls. Plus, he has to deal with the circle as well, which is catching on to them. And look at the rest two members, they're already under the bridge. But Pahadi has spotted them and Bunny has been almost taken down. He's barely surviving. Pahadi is looking at multiple angles and, the information is bang on from the other teammates.
Whoa.
And he connects the shot. Yo gets taken down, but Demon Rex immediately trades goalie. But look at Cropsy, he has already closed up the distance, but no! This could have been a big mistake now, Dora. He has the opportunity, but wait, it's Pahadi we are talking about. He immediately takes down that man. And he survives. It's a 1v2 situation for now, a 1v1 against Bunny. Bunny jumps up with that Max 7 with Pahadi, deals with him as well, with that M590. Wow! This man is turning up the heat in Patriarcha.
Absolutely, NXT, now they're pushing, they hear all this commotion. They know there's a solo man standing out here. Heimu, a sniper from a distance, is given all the information. Ice grenades being tossed in. Party, all he could do is now try to count down his numbers because he's for sure gonna get taken down because Ash lands one grenade. And this is the difference between the pros as well as the underdogs. All they had to do was toss in a grenade into those sniper tower, but rather they chose to take down Party in a frontline assault, which was impossible for all those lads out there. But NXT, they were waiting for an opportunity and now they've got one to grab another booyah by its throat. Fire Eyes, they've been left out wounded. They've been left out with just one man. KID as well, they've been left out with just one man. That means NXT, all they have to do is the 4 players of GW.
Mark, he should not move right now, AB18. Does he know? Will he check? He jumps. He should spot him. Oh no, the
no.
glue wall has been put in. He knows now. He's spotted and the gun comes out. Smack 10. The close range. You will bet on it. And AB18 gets eliminated. Wow. Wow. Gaming Wall accosted themselves one man. Fire Eyes Glory before leaving the lobby. They have caused some amount of damage and now NXT is up for grabs.
NXT Sabo leading the fight, goes in forward with those shots, not connecting much, but does land one on Yash. This time around, he gets taken down, and it's time for his teammates to step up. Wild Fox coming from a distance, trying to make sure he enclaves. He puts all of the opponents into this building itself so that it's a gatekeeping scenario. The players slowly trying to make it inside the circle. They put on one more player. Super on the other side also gets taken down. A clear 1v2 situation. NXT are in deep trouble as Yesh and his teammate are now inching towards Heimu with that sniper. Heimu, can he do something different out here? Party already showed that he's a better one in this game. Heimu on the other side couldn't stand as he gets taken down. And the booyah walks into the hands of Gaming Walla. What a game this has turned out to be. The team and teams, yes, they did showcase some really good gameplay, but Gaming Walla, they outshine everybody else in this lobby.
What a blunder NXT did over there. They should have waited. They had the circle. They had the space, Arca. Why did they want to push in towards Gaming Wala? I mean, the thought was to do a third party in that situation because Fire Eyes Glody, that last man, did take out that player. Of course, this is the last shot. You will get a better idea what happened there. Look at NXT. They had the space. Why would you want to push outside the circle to fight out Gaming Wala? And they absolutely, turned it against them with a 3v4 situation. There was a disadvantage, Arca. We have to point that out.
I mean, Ash's 2 grenades did not connect, and that cost them heavily as well. They were expecting Ash to come in from the other angle, before which we look at the team stats, the team walking away with the booyah. All they did was have the basics right. Look at that. Tactical market.
Yep.
But, it's the team booster which has helped them basically, because Chrono and then the Oscar Dash, both of this doing most of the damage, most of the eliminations being picked up by them. But Death himself, Dr. Death himself, he was the one to land the last shot.
I'm quite interested about the roles, right? 3 support players with 1 sniper. This is interesting. No absolute rusher or an absolute grenadier role being assigned in this team. And we have seen this last year as well, and it has worked around for teams. I would not say that this is the best of the way to play out in a situation, but when it's working, it's working.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it's all about the textbook basics. You need to wait it out, and that's what they did right against the team, which is so strong with their firepower. All you have to do is just take down one player at a time, seclude the rest, pounce upon them only when they're weak, and that's what this team did. Phenomenal gameplay coming in from the side of Gaming Wala. That doesn't mean that we're ending today, because they've still got 2 more games. And Yash is going to be the MVP of this game. The M590 you were speaking about being buffed. It seems like the gun is doing the talking.
Yeah, and look at the, assists as well. 7 assists, 7 eliminations for sure. That's there, which is going to give them that value. But look at the damage, 2,754. He created that impact inside the lobby. And of course, you see Joseph, you see Nikita and Olivia as the support characters, right? We know what the Nikita can give you, the reload speed, right? And absolutely, these players utilized it to an advantage. And the position awareness Gaming Wala had, got them that advantage. And they fought Fire Eyes well. They fought NXT well and got that booyah. Job done well. Because 29 points is something which you would have wanted, to be honest. Because right now, again, the goal is to be in top 6, because only the top 6 teams will get that opportunity to qualify for the next round, which is the group stages.
I mean, I guess with this, Gaming Wala have been very, very good in the overall standing. They'll place themselves in a position from where they can actually qualify into the next round very, very easily. But all they have to do is make sure that carry an average of 10 to 12 points in the rest of the other 2 games. Because before this game, they were very much at the bottom, and they were looking forward for a game which can build them confidence. And finally, they have it.
That is something which you need, right? One ray of hope, one chink, and I think you are up and running, and that is something Gaming Wala did. But look at NXT and Team Elite; they are being consistent. And also, I have to mention about Forever Esports, that Forever Esports have definitely been one of the teams who have surprised us a lot. Of course, we will get surprised along the way, because these are the teams who have been the underdogs. They have been unknown. These are the finds of the FFC mode, the city qualifiers, and we are going to see them more if they qualify for the next round, because that's where you get more game time and you get your own spotlight, or you actually create your own spotlight, to be honest.
Absolutely, man. But again, when it comes to spotlight, I've always said this, right? You want to be under the spotlight until the spotlight burns. Because at the end of the day, if you're on the top of the table, everybody would love to target you, make sure you put you off. But for now, since it's just the top 6, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Tufan, they hang at the 6th position with 47 points. And one good game can make you jump 5 places. And that's what has happened with Gaming Wala. They've got 49 in total now as they jump 5. They put down TNMA by 2 positions. Mafia Bala on the other side. This is one of those teams who have also done a decent job in this game, due to which they'll also be climbing up the ladder.
now things have started looking interesting because, teams towards the top are closing towards the 100 mark, right? Look at NXT and Team Elite, 96 and 92, almost touching 100. Forever Esports, no problems there as well. The problem is towards the 5th and the 6th position because Kid is right there around the corners, right? A good game. Even if you don't get a booyah, you can still cover up that gap. And also for Titanium Esports, they could not convert the game or rather have a good game in the last one, which has, created a problem for them, and now they are reeling. They are in the 8th position, but the gap is not big yet. So I would still say that the hopes are not over. You can still come back in a clinch. So you need to play well so that you can create your own chances.
All they need is a 25-pointer game, man. We saw that being done by Gaming Wala. If they have set an example for the rest of the squads, probably that's what the squads will be looking out for. Because NXT in one game got 32, and then we see Team Elite have got 40. I know that's impossible for any other team out there because the lobby is pretty strong to do that. But for the rest of them, all they can do is just aim for the 25 in a game, and then after which just be consistent to get another 10 or 15 to make sure you get that golden ticket into the next round. But again, they've been left out with just 2 games, right? So you start to do the numbers, and that's what I would love the audience to do. Let us know, what do you think is going to be the cutoff for the 6th spot, because that is what the teams will be aiming out for. In case they're watching, probably you could be their professors.
Yeah, I mean, even I feel that something around 55 or 60 would be or